probably wondering why I gathered you all here today.
No, not really. I'm just here for the food.
True. Okay, well listen anyways.
As you're all probably aware, we have no life at all. We have a secret lab that we only do sucky experiments in. None of us have a girlfriend, and we aren't even well known for our work. However, I have an excellent idea that could potentially make us all super famous and loved by everyone.
So what is this brilliant idea of yours?
Okay, so I was thinking for a while, and I came up with this plan. Let's create a human-animal hybrid, also known as a chimera, by taking the DNA of animals and inserting it into a surrogate mother's unfertilized eggs. Then, the mother will then give birth to a child with unique and enhanced abilities. This will become a scientific breakthrough, and we could get super famous and pick up some hot ladies.
Well, maybe just explain how we're going to get animal genes into a human.
Okay, so starting off, we can create a test superhuman child by gene splicing. We can take an unfertilized human egg and inject it with the DNA of other animals that have the characteristics we want the child to have. Then, if successful, we can create a few other chimera children to prove we can do it more than once. Some example of hybrid traits are like fish DNA for gills so they can breathe underwater, or cat DNA so they could grow claws. Anyways, we can raise these in our underground lab and release the news of our success to the world. Imagine how famous we would be. Everyone would love us.
Well, I guess once we have perfected the species of chimeras and created a few successful genetically modified children, we could prove to the world that we aren't just a bunch of useless scientists. I'm on board.
Is that ethical? Morally right? Are we doing the right thing?
Of course, we're gonna have a better life with this. Think of all the ladies we'll get and all the fame we'd have.
Well, I'm convinced now. I'm with you on this plan since you seem to know what you're doing.
Same here.
The evil scientists captured 4 surrogate mothers in the time period after their meeting. They transported all 4 mothers underground to their secret lab.
To insert the desired genes from the animals, the fat Chinese scientists used the process of gene splicing. Gene splicing is cutting a gene from one organism and pasting it into the DNA of another, so that a characteristic can be transferred from one plant or animal to another.
Take glow-in-the-dark cats, for example. Jellyfish genes that make the fluorescent proteins are inserted into a common household cat. Thus, the cat has the protein that allows it to have glowing features.
In the year 3013, these scientists have taken it a step further. Rather than inserting a single protein-producing gene into an organism, they have accomplished the feat of inserting multiple genes into a human. Although still seen as unethical, the scientists have created a secret lab in which they experiment on humans. They splice genes from a rabbit, a cat, a wolf, and a fish.
The scientists take the 4 surrogate mother hostages and insert the respective genes for each animal into the unfertilized eggs. The scientists then impregnate the surrogate mothers using the stolen sperm from a local sperm bank.
When the infants are born, they have acquired some of the specific genes the scientists implanted. They are now animal-human hybrids known as chimeras. The rabbit chimera, named Bobette, has advanced hearing, smell, powerful legs, and thigh muscles.
The cat and wolf chimeras, Evangeline and Harjeet Manjoop, have night vision, advanced smell, increased agility, sharper teeth, claws, and in some areas, fur.
Lastly, the fish chimera, Glubit, has fins, gills, and a swim bladder to determine the average density.
Many years later, the chimeras have grown into the adolescent stage. One day, when the scientists are not careful, one of the chimeras are exposed to the outside world. This chimera is Evangeline. Filippo Decaro had left the lab to go and purchase a tub of ice cream. Evangeline follows Filippo and realizes that she is not similar at all to the humans in the outside world. She reports back to her comrades. They all start to ponder their existence and question the scientists, to whom they have obeyed as their parents for their entire life.
Wow, perfect.
Aw, dang now, there's no more ice cream.
Time to go buy some more ice cream.
Sure.
I followed Filippo to the supermarket today, and I noticed something really interesting. Everybody looks different than us. I think the scientists might be hiding something from us.
The scientists say nothing, and the chimeras suspect that the scientists are hiding something. Their suspicion increases as they begin to develop a plan to escape. Finally, at midnight, the chimeras escape together. The scientists never see them again.
Many decades pass. Secretly, the chimeras have been living underground, not wanting to be found just to be used as test subjects again. During this period of time, the chimeras have interbreeded among themselves, enlarging the population. Not only have their population increased, but their variation has also increased.
The original chimeras, Glubbit, Bobette, Evangeline, and Harjeet Manjup, instilled into the new generations of chimeras that they are to hate the humans for originally using them as test subjects, and for turning them into monsters. They follow this belief like a religion.
Many decades have passed, and through selective breeding, a generation of diverse chimeras have evolved. The weaker chimeras are killed off in natural selection.
This new generation of chimeras decided that it was time to take over a small portion of the country. They would then work their way from one point to eventually the whole world.
But the chimeras realized that their population was not enough to amass an army. Thus, the chimeras decided to clone themselves so their population could increase at a faster rate and, in turn, form an army of elite chimeras.
They used the traditional process of cloning, in which they took the human hostage surrogate mother's unfertilized egg, removed the nucleus containing half of the original mother DNA, and inserted the donor nucleus back into the egg. This would create an exact clone of the desired elite chimera of their choosing. The egg would then be reinserted into the surrogate mother to grow and develop into an embryo.
After many failed attempts at cloning themselves, the chimeras finally mastered the process and continued cloning until the population rocketed, creating the perfect army to fight the humans.
After many decades of preparation, the Chimera army was finally complete. But by this point, all of the original Chimeras had died. But the new generation was raised under the same principle as the last.
This means that the new generation was also raised with a hatred towards humans and a desire to exterminate the human race. Finally, after years of preparation, we are ready to carry out our ancestors' dream of eliminating the human race. Are we all ready?
We could start in China. Due to the sheer amount of people in China, we would be able to eliminate a large chunk of people in one shot.
Okay, so let's start divvying up the workload. Ramona, you can be in charge of organizing and leading the army. Lucci, you assemble medical troops. And Glubbit, you make up and explain the plan of where in China and what time the entire army should arrive by tomorrow morning.
Sounds like a plan.
And what are you going to do, peasant?
I'll be helping you organize the army.
Alright, let's do this! The battle in China started out small. It raged for days. Finally, the Chimeras came out on top, only leaving a mess of bloodied bodies in their wake. Ha ha ha! Now for the rest of the world.
我喜欢他们是如此之好。我们需要更多的肉包。我爱烤土豆，你是哑巴。马铃薯是性感和性感。
Finally, after a few years of hard work, the mutants finally accomplished their goal of exterminating the entire human race. Or did they? I found dinner!
It looks like it's safe to light a fire. I don't see any mutants on the horizon.
Being the last humans on Earth is so hard.